Hey everyone. Ah. Hey Raoul, welcome mate. Finally I can see you on stream. Welcome. Ah, yeah, I took a break of a week because I was on vacation. Good to be back. I really enjoyed the last stream. So this again is another episode of just sculpt and chill. Let's call it sculpt and chill. I like that because it was I want to have this kind of mood where I can just, relax and have a good time with you guys and create something from scratch. No, no concept or ideas so far, just starting. Hey, Christian. Hey, Eliona. Welcome, guys. Let's go. Let's start. So again, there is no big idea. So when I will go like full comfort zone, and I will start with some kind of mask again, just because I really like it. It's not actually about this like becoming a mask of some sort. Or this is just for me like starting and messing up the canvas. That's what it all is about in this early stage. I don't want to worry too much. It's all about getting let loose. When I had students and I taught them Cinema4D, I feel like a very huge part was also about letting loose and allowing yourself to mess things up. Chill sculpting. I mean, this is how ZBrush feels for me. At some point, all these tools, you don't think about the tools themselves. You just create, you just draw. It's all push and pull. And I really like these materials we have here, right? These especially the madcap materials. They have like the light information baked into them. So it's very good to see the kind of shadows you create or the like kind of light and edge now captures, So I really enjoy that. Vacation was good as well. Doing something. I mean, I actually forced it on myself to not have a laptop with me, to not have an iPad where I could do sculpting or anything. Like really just me, just some like drawing, taking time off, allowing my mind to just chill. I really like the lasso tools like so much more, especially when it comes to composition, right? Because of this kind of dark area, you already get like an idea of what stuff could look like if you separate it. Or actually this looks kind of cool. What if we just push this out a little bit? I also like the random aspect. I don't know if I'll keep it. Let's just do it for now. This again is like the mess up the canvas face. I've seen your doodles. They're amazing, dude. Thank you so much. I actually enjoy drawing a lot. I just don't give myself the time for some reason. And I really don't know why. It's like maybe my day-to-day stuff is too much stress. I don't know. Actually don't like the nose here. So but I feel like there is a certain freedom to drawing that you may not have in 3D. I mean, I'm trying to have it. I'm trying to create this kind of freedom for myself. But in 2D, you just draw a line and that's how it is now. And you always see like the full picture. In 3D, you can get, carried away with like details and stuff. So I think this is like a good part about 2D. Probably not getting lost as much. But in 2D, you are probably afraid that whatever you do is final, you cannot go back. I can just Control Z and go back. in like digital stuff or digital painting, digital modeling, you know, I can always go back. What kind of Deadpool is this? The sad kind of Deadpool. We'll see. Maybe I even cover up the eyes again. This is, I don't want to be like too specific. Yep, and you have the advantage of perspective. True, but it also messes things up. In 2D, it is easier to like stylize stuff. I would just keep appending stuff here, having fun. I really like the idea of just, you know, adding hair. So maybe let's give this a color. And this as well, just a little bit. Something like that. Now we have this color to play with. So maybe this will be some kind of hair. I have no idea. I just want to get into this kind of playful state. It's maybe this is actually why this stuff is like so addictive. Let's push this like to both sides and just see what we can come up with here. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like to some degree, drawing feels like really rewarding because you are so free. And then on the other hand, I can express myself probably much better in 3D. But I think once you've overcome like this certain stage where you feel trapped, then 2D is really amazing. Because it's so fast. It's like super fast. Let's duplicate duplicate this and just merge this into like a big bulb. I want to have something in the middle. So let's Dynamesh this really quick. Yeah, so I probably want to get 2D like back into my process, or maybe it's good, you know, to just have it, to use it to have fun. I think it's not good to like professionalize everything. It's good to have something you can kind of go back to that only belongs to you, you know. When you become a freelancer or when you start working in a certain area, then this is your job all of a sudden. And maybe some aspects of it are not as fun. And then maybe you don't do it as much anymore, or not at home, or you don't have like your own personal projects anymore because, you know, you did it like so much, like client work, and I've seen that. And I don't want it to be that way for myself. I always want to create like stuff for just myself, just to have fun. I never want to lose this kind of state. It's like one of the most important parts for me. So just feel like a little kid and just play and create this create like your own world from scratch. Just feels good. Have you tried to print any of your models? No, not really. But it's definitely on my list, I would say. And it's like, it all takes time, you know? And I'm very aware how I spend my time. I know that to be good at something or to learn something new, doing something always means not doing something else, right? If I want to do art every day, if I want to create every day, if I want to get into animation or whatever it is, what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to learn more about animation and animate my stuff. It's fun. It's super fun. But I also know that this takes time. And it takes time away. So it's easy for me to say, yeah, sure, 3D printing is very cool, and I love the idea, and I would definitely do it at some point, yes. But I'm also well aware that it's very romantic, you know, to just say, oh yeah, I'll do 3D printing now. And then you actually get into it and figure out, oh, okay, this is quite a lot of time that goes into it, because there's a very technical aspect to like lots of testing and figuring stuff out. And I don't know if I have, you know, if I am like chill enough right now, if I have the time to just be in this kind of state where I'm perfectly fine with like spending hours figuring something out. I don't know if I can do that right now. Nose looks really weird, by the way. Do we even need a nose? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. The time is our nemesis. Yeah, true. Wrapping our heads around time is kind of weird. This looks kind of scary. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm also, I like a lot of things, and I would love to play with more things. I would love to become a really good illustrator because I love drawing. I enjoy it a lot. And illustration will probably always be a part of my life, but I don't know if I'm willing to put in all the time I need to get like really good at it. After my vacation now, I think it's really nice, you know, to draw, and maybe just, you know, draw just for the sake of it, just to have fun. But I know that in order to get as good as I want to be, this is quite an effort and quite an investment, let's say. You could add some teeth and you'd have a skull. Yeah, if I just if this solo looks already, the eye area, like the top of the head, looks kind of cool. But yeah, that's it about like skull shapes, right? There's something about skull that just fascinates us somehow. I don't even know if I want to keep it. So let's be very dramatic here. Let's push this in like on a helmet or something. Let's be like very... Okay. You know what? Maybe not as drastic, but I'm not sure if I'm a fan of all this. Yeah. I like doing like these big changes. It feels really good. But this is also the reason why sculpting can be like very drain like a lot of energy, because it's lots and lots of decision making, right? All these little things, it's all decision making. Especially if you make like big changes like I just did. I feel like if you do that for a couple of hours, you're like very exhausted. This looks too much like a helmet, right? I don't like that. Let's go back. Maybe make it even thinner. Okay. Yeah, so I could definitely see myself getting into drawing. I think overall, like both drawing and modeling like benefits from each other. That's the beauty. That's what I love about my job. Simply the fact that I feel like everything I learn in design somehow belongs together. Now I focus on drawing, then I focus on on modeling or sculpting, but all these skills kind of add up and they benefit from each other. So I think that's kind of cool. Again, makeup face. Did you save it? Good one. No, I didn't. Let's save it as a tool. And let's create like a folder and everything. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. I always save it like with date and everything. Pop, pop, pop. Stream. All right. Let's call it just stream bust, very creative. Okay. Whew, it's safe now. I can take a break and drink some water. Yeah, the owner is saving me here. Like a few weeks back, we had like a really big crash and I literally lost like all the stuff I did. But then again, yeah, it's always faster the second time. I'm trying to tell this to myself, like when I mess something up or when something crashes, it's like, let's practice. Let's do it again. No need to dwell on it. We really like underestimate just doing something over and over again and the kind of benefit it has or the effect it has on us. Well, actually, like it goes like forward. I don't even know if this is hair, but it could be kind of cool. Something like that. Something. At least ZBrush has a nice autosave. Yes, it does. If cinema crashes, it crashes. But it has autosave features as well, and I just had to get used to it, I guess. Okay. Every time I feel like I'm, doing like too many like small things, I want to do like big changes. So let's be like a little more dramatic. Actually kind of like the fact that you maybe see the neck. I just know ZBrush sometimes crashing. I mean, I also feel like it comes down to like really knowing your own rig and what you can do and how far you can push it. I still remember the time when I learned ZBrush on a laptop. Like the first ZBrush experience I had was actually on a laptop. And yeah, so it was not as strong. But it did a lot of stuff anyway. And I learned how to push it. I learned how to, how far I can take it with what I got. And I think this is also something that is very important in 3D, because very often I get this, oh, before I can start, I need a better PC. And before I can start, I need a new laptop. And no, probably not. It's so easy to make like excuses for all the stuff you need before you can get started. So just get started. And every time you make these excuses, remind yourself like, well, you're making excuses again, just start. All right, so let's create another shape here. Maybe make this actually very bright. or dark. We need some more contrast down here. Yeah, something like that. I really enjoy placing, like, you know, stuff that ends up as clothing later on. Sometimes I also start like my clothing or my garments in Marvelous Designer directly, but recently I really like, you know, actually modeling or sculpting cloth. It's not as realistic, yes, but gives me like so much freedom to do whatever. And sometimes it can be like very nice if, you know, if it doesn't have to work. And I think this is also like a strength that 3D has, right? It's not realistic. We don't have to be realistic. It can be super weird. It can have a shape that is very hard to create with actual pattern making also. I think this is like a nice touch to it, a nice freedom we have in 3D. And then we can take it the other way and make it like believable again or something. I have nightmares when the termination message spams. Yeah, I always start like, I'm also like in a little in a shock for a while, and then like the damn, no, please autosave. And then sometimes, especially like in cinema, so I was like 1 minute before the autosave or something. In the last 10 minutes are just gone. I'm like, damn it. And I care about the stream. Aww. Thank you so much. And I care about you and you progressing, because you're in my mentorship program, and I'm really looking forward to see what you've done this week. All right. Kind of looks weird. Let's copy this thing. I feel like we need some more red down here. I set the autosave at 5. Wow. Sometimes I feel like I hate when it stops me from working, when it actually slows me down. That's what I don't like about like setting the autosave like too low. Because especially when you have like bigger sculpts or bigger models, then it stops you from working, right? If it saves, it takes time with files getting bigger and stuff. It's scary when you start to get millions of polys. Yeah. Yeah, because then all that takes like a lot of time. I don't know. Recently, I save a lot of stuff as tools, because like for most of what I do, it's enough. I don't have to save like the whole scene and everything. I'm very unsure with this thing here, so doing like lots of push and pull and seeing what I like and what I don't like. Whoop, RGB is turned on. Maybe not as much. All right. I feel like getting stuck here, so let's just move on to something else, to another part, and not waste time here. Probably nice if we could even see more here. It's like really cutting in, but I think we don't have anything behind that, right? So there's the body missing. We can do that. I can do that later. That's okay. Okay, a little water break. It's always in the evening. The sun like hits the side of my building and it's getting very warm. Ah. Okay. Let's go back to the head and see what we can do here. Seems like a cyber harlequin. Yeah, right? I want to do like much more with like this whole headpiece. So I kind of like what I have right now, but also like this bottom part. I kind of want less stuff happening here because there will be a lot of attention, you know, with the eyes and everything. Maybe even some face paint, maybe some more face paint, I don't know. I mean, I will not do it on stream, but maybe I actually retopo a face and do the face painting in Substance actually. Haven't taken a sculpt or a model to Substance for quite a while, so I think that would be good. Don't want to get like too rusty. I feel like I already like forgot a lot of stuff. So the question is, do I want to see the eyebrows here? Maybe we need more space to the side. Let me pull this up. What if we open this up much more? No, right? I think it's kind of cool. Oh, where's my epic pen? Trying to understand what I'm doing here. So I'm kind of concentrating on this kind of shape right here and what it does to the eyes. You know, if we push it down too much, she becomes even more evil, but I feel like the color palette we have right now and the whole like design so far is already quite dark. I think it's not needed to push this further with like the helmet design itself. I'm not going for something like a villain or evil or something. I don't want to care about this at this stage. Again, there is no design brief, right? But this is not how I feel about this one so far. And as you know me, I'm quite a happy guy. I rarely do dark stuff. Yesterday I did. Was probably also because I was frustrated with the model I did yesterday. Maybe that shows. But I really liked it in the end. Hey, Crowell, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I'm trying to like make these separate shapes I have here, these like separate objects, work more with each other. I really like this about like working with like different subtools. It's so much fun. I mean, it looks weird, you know, when you look at it in like solo mode. But you know, in the end, I will probably go in here and like retopo stuff anyway, and so I'm not too worried about it. Same for the like overall shape language. Kinda, I'm squinting my eyes because I want to see the silhouette, but I think we could also just go to like flat color. Ooh, nice clothes. Yeah, Leona does some cool stuff with Marvelous Designer. Yeah, let's push this shape even more. Felt too boring. I'm thinking right now if I want to keep like this head shape as simple as it is right now. And maybe take it to Cinema4D like a little earlier. And then polish it there. Really depends, right? On what I'm doing to these parts. Do I make him look more like here? I'm not sure yet. Just very, very quick to get an idea if this could work somehow. I think it could. I'll probably model the hair again in Cinema4D with polys, so I think that works quite well. I also like these like round shapes with like this little spiky shape here. Maybe we do the same for like the ears. The worst thing of ZBrush and Marvelous is the scale difference. Is it really that big of a problem? I mean, once you have the scale figured out for your project, it should be fine, right? I mean, we have this export feature down here where you have scale. And I feel like if it's off, I just play with it, you know? Go higher, go lower, try to figure it out. And once you know like a number, it could work better. This is also why I'm starting with like the same head I have as like a starting point, because it already has the scale for the export. And then when I export into like a file I already have, a scene I already have, or I want to use it later on with stuff I've already created, then the scale is already coherent about like all my stuff. But I'm also working on creating like my own like library of all the stuff I've ever created, to have stuff to choose from, to pick from, and there I have like one uniform scale that basically fits everything. I think this is actually big. So because stuff like that can just, you know, take so much time. And every time you feel like, oh, this takes so much time. Oh, damn, this is so tedious. Always ask yourself, like, could I streamline this somehow? Can I create like a base file to start from with like all the settings I do every time? Are there like certain hotkeys I could use to speed up the entire exporting process so that it becomes easier to do it like a couple of times until I have what I want? Some people go very crazy with that. but I think it helps to try to figure stuff out on your own and try to figure out what works for you. Does the glove help you to work faster? It's not about, whoops. It's not about faster. I think especially in summer, it's very sweaty and your hand gets like a little sticky and you don't want all that stuff on the tablet. So it allows me to move more effortlessly on the tablet. I can really recommend it. I have a smudge guard and I can recommend, you know, buy this one. I think it costs $20 instead of, you can buy some for 10, I think. But I've had like very, very bad experiences for those you can buy for $10. I can really recommend Smudge Guard. I mean, I would probably get a new one, but I had this one for years, you know. You can wash it as well. I can really recommend it. And it's also cleaning the tablet the whole time. There's no dust on your tablet. Or almost no dust on your tablet. Okay, let's just duplicate this shape here and see what we can do. It's kind of big, right? Yes. Maybe let's delete some stuff. I just want another shape to like play with. This looks kind of creepy. Maybe that's cool. Actually like the idea of something kind of sitting on top. I mean, yeah, we have our hair here, but is it really that important? I mean, it looks cool. Can we get like the both of best of the best of both worlds? Let's try that. Let's duplicate the hair and just move it up. Does that work? I think it's kind of cool, but let's keep playing. Let's try to make this work. Looks like an ear. Do we keep that? I don't know. Silhouette-wise, it seems interesting. Maybe we keep some of that red in the middle part. I kind of like it. So let's duplicate the hair again. Like so much stuff just sitting on top of each other here, but we can probably delete the rest. Yeah? Delete hidden and close holes. Close holes with the right color. Yes. And then back in there. Okay. kind of weird, but let's stick with it for now. Yeah, the old ones seemed much cleaner, but there's something about this that I kind of like, so. I like this kind of problem-solving part about design. And this is probably why like client work can like really help, because you're doing stuff you're not used to and you have to find solutions for things you wouldn't normally do. I liked a lot your last artwork with like a little bit of creepy style. Could be awesome to see it again. The 3 open-mouthed heads, yeah, I really like that one as well. And do I still have him here? Yeah, this one. I just did like the nose, teeth, and like just this part and then ZBrush, and then went to Cinema4D right away and retopoed it. I still have to retopo the jaw. Maybe I go back to it and animate it. I would really love to animate it. I think there's like cool stuff I could do with it. But yeah, maybe I have a dark face, like a creepy dark face right now. But I think it's all still quite. I'm not into. I could sculpt stuff that looks more like really fucking dark, like really, really weird, really makes you like uncomfortable. But that's not what who I am. That's not what I like. That's not what I do in my art. But yeah, the kind of madness and the frustration from yesterday creating this artwork is it's definitely in there. It's kind of funny actually. It's in there somehow. I had like weird like several like weird crashes and everything. I struggled so much on this one. But then again, I came up with something that I really enjoy and that I wouldn't normally do. So yeah, it was probably worth it. Some tongues, I don't. Yeah, I actually thought about that. But that's it has to fit in there, and then I have to rig the whole tongue and everything. So it's quite some effort. But I will dig into that and see if that's something that I can do, that I can pull off. I still don't know if I like it. I'm not feeling it. I mean, I wanted less stuff to happen here and then kind of get crazy on top. Maybe we push this even further. Let's see. Maybe some kind of darker shape. What about this but in black? Let's duplicate this. Go up here. Go dark for some more. Yes. Okay. Ooh. Would these actually be horns, or would that be weird? Let's see. Let's delete some stuff here we don't need. Whoa, this looks dangerous. Damn it. Maybe Dynamesh it. This looked like it was about to crash or something. I'm always afraid if the geometry gets like too weird. But this looks better now. The save reminder? Yes. Okay, let's save. Ooh. Save and do some stretches. Oh. And drink some water. Ah. Okay, so this is kind of cool. But I also liked how the red looked up here. So let's look at this again. What did I like about this one? Can we combine that somehow? Hey, Coconut, welcome. I follow you on Insta. I love your work so much. Thank you so much. Welcome to my Twitch stream. Just got into Twitch recently, but really enjoy it. I always thought that this would be too stressful, but it's the exact opposite. It's no matter what I do in my day or what's, you know, what task I have to do or how much client work I have. Just, you know, have this kind of time just for yourself, with you guys, just chilling, not worrying, not forcing anything. And then actually a lot of good stuff came out so far. Like some of the stuff I've created on stream, I really, really like. So just proves the point that if you're like relaxed and everything's cool, then probably also create more awesome stuff. I'm French. I'm going to try to understand what happened here. I think YouTube has like this auto subtitle feature. I don't know if that works if I upload it to YouTube. I upload all my streams to YouTube. I mean, you will able to watch it here, but maybe that could help like later on. So what happened here? Let's see. I know we don't see it, but I think it's just weird. So let's go back to this kind of hair. I actually like it more if her hair is like super weird and all the stuff just holds it together somehow. I really like that. The question is, do we get these horns back in here somehow? Do we want that? And looking how you do this. Yeah, me myself, I'm like a great big fan of just watching people work and like time lapses and live sculpting. I really enjoy that. And it's probably interesting for people who sculpt as well, but also for people who don't actually know anything about 3D or the workflow. It's just fun to watch. So this looks good from the back and from the side, but it's definitely not working from the front. Yeah, I think that works much better. Now the silhouette looks much cooler, and if you look at it with like flat colors, there's a lot of stuff happening here, so I like that. Maybe something dark in here as well, or like some cool contrast. That was a quick save. But I think this area is dark because of the shadow, right? So I don't have to put anything there. Maybe I could split this part later on, like this inner part here, and actually give it another color. I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, it looks cool here. Yeah, I will just separate it very fast. I'm sorry, I'm too much fanboy, maybe. You tried ZBrush for like 3-4 months now? Man, I'm super flattered. Keep at it, and don't be afraid to reach out to me and show me what to do. You know, I learned most of the stuff myself. I never really had a mentor. I'm really trying to help wherever I can. I mean, my time is limited, obviously, but I'm trying. All right, even more. Okay, let's split this. Give it like its own polygroup. Split hidden, close holes. Oh. And I mean, I'm fanboying hard on the artists I like, and I learned a lot from over the years. Mostly by like watching their stuff, trying to figure out how they did things. There's some videos I just watched over and over and over again to kind of figure out how they did stuff. Okay, close holes here. Give this some thickness. Doesn't have to be super clean. Hey, Steven. Welcome to the stream. What else do you use than ZBrush? Ooh, a lot of things. I use ZBrush and Cinema4D and Octane for probably most of my stuff. I use Marvelous Designer for garments. I put my stuff together, like my animations and After Effects. I do my UVs in Rhizome UV. Some time ago, I also used like Moai. It's a CAD program. It's also quite nice, but right now I'm mostly using ZBrush and Cinema4D for modeling. All right, so give this a darker color, and this is how it looks now. Can even push it to the front a little bit, I guess. Am I missing something? Is something masked also? Oh, I still have backface masking active. Classic. If something isn't working, just check what you've actually selected. It's difficult for you to understand what I'm saying, but it's nice to speak with me. Thank you, mate. I'm very flattered. Maybe that's some motivation to get more into English. I wasn't good at English in school. I learned a lot of it by just not being afraid and talking. I thought about too many things when learning English and what to say and how to say it. And you know, I was studying in India for an student exchange, and there was this one guy, and his English was really, really bad. Like, for somebody who is studying, was very basic. But he had like this one skill, and the skill was to not worry and just go at it. And he got really good in like half a year because he was not afraid. He was not afraid to show other people that he is still learning, to show other people that, you know, he's not good at English. He wasn't afraid of what other people think. And he progressed very fast. What do you think about Blender? I think it's a really powerful tool. I think it's amazing. And if I would start 3D today, I would probably start there, because you can switch software, you know? If you want to work for a company and they work with another software, that's not a big problem. The most important thing is like the skills you need, you know, the polygon modeling, the sculpting skills, lighting, material setups, all that translates to different software packages. You don't have to be worried that all the time you spend learning a software is wasted. It's not. You could switch today, learn another software, and in a few months, you'll be just as good. Maybe even better. Because of new tools or whatever. So I think Blender is very cool. I think it's very powerful. But for me, as I got very used to Cinema4D. And I like the overall look and feel. I like the interface. I like the tools. And I've been using them for like so many years that for me, it would be like quite an investment to learn another software now. It would take away a lot of time. I would lose months, and I would probably be frustrated a lot because I always feel like, oh, this slows me down and this slows me down. And I like the fact that I reached this point where I can just do. I'm completely thinking in 3D. I'm like, and I like that. It feels like very freeing. I don't know if you can say that. You know, Can I ask how old are you? Yeah, sure. I'm 33. I started 3D very young. It was all a hobby. It was nothing serious. But I was like 14, 15 years old or so. And then when I started studying, I already had like some 3D skills that helped me a lot because I could take like a lot of shortcuts. I studied industrial design, so it was very cool for me because, you know, for the presentations or some ideas or concepts I had, I could just do it in 3D very fast. And the fact that I learned it over such a long period of time allowed me to, like, you know, think in 3D and just create on the fly without worrying too much about the technicalities, and that sped up the workflow quite a lot. I really felt that this was a big advantage I had, and a lot of students came to me and wanted help with 3D stuff, and this is how I started teaching, because students approached me and wanted me to do like my own Cinema4D class, because we actually had, we had a teacher for Cinema4D, but people didn't really learn anything, and it was very hard, and a lot of people were frustrated. And then I just asked if, you know, I could try, and then they really loved it. So this was my first take on getting into teaching. You ever used 3ds Max? No, never. I know a couple of people who learned it in school. But I've never used it. But then again, you know, use whatever you feel feels right, feels good, whatever you enjoy. If you feel comfortable in a certain space that software provides, have fun. I think that's one of the most important parts. If you have fun, that allows you to like keep going. If it's so much fun that even that you keep going when it's hard, then that's perfect. There's so much to learn in 3D. That's probably the scariest part when you learn something new, or when you get into 3D and learn a new software. There's simply so much. So being in an environment, working in an environment that you enjoy, that you like. I mean, yeah, for example, like Blender is cool, but if every time you work in Blender, you complain about the interface and how much you hate it, and it's super frustrating, maybe try another one. Maybe try another software package and see if it's more for you. See if you enjoy it more. Or maybe reach out to people who also use this software and how they deal with the interface. For example, I have the same in ZBrush, right? A lot of people tell me like, oh my God, I think the ZBrush interface is so horrible, but I love it. I think it's very powerful. I think it's very strong. And it's highly customizable. And once you learn how to customize it and use it for whatever you want to do, then it's just amazing. So it's more about learning how to really use the advantages that that program gives to you. Hey Ronax, welcome. I feel overwhelmed by Blender. Yeah, I totally understand. From the interface and menus within menus and like all these little things you can adjust there, it's it felt weird. I don't know, maybe it is super cool and powerful, but like I said, I've never really spent the time to like really get into it. But what I've seen interface-wise, at least like didn't impress me. But again, maybe it's just, maybe you have to wrap your hand around it. And that's cool when you look at other people working in it. So maybe it's weird for you to get into it, but then you see someone streaming or sharing a time lapse or workflow or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you feel like, hey, this actually looks good. And then do they have like their own custom interface, or what do they do different? What am I doing wrong? Reach out to those people, ask them, man, your interface looks so cool. Can I download it somewhere? Would you be willing to share it? Or like reach out to those people. I mean, most digital artists are super like open to help. It's a very, very kind community from what I can tell. Very supportive. All right. Let's make the eyes very dark. Yes. Can we draw something in there, or would that be too creepy? Probably worry about it when I'm in when I'm in Cinema 4D. I like to do the eyes there. I don't know, feels weird to get into too much detail here. Whoops. Blender is afraid of you or frightens you. That can be good. I think we also have to learn that we can do stuff. Learning hard things can be very fun and rewarding. Especially when you think that, oh my God, this is so hard. I can probably never do it. But then you do it. And all of a sudden you have kind of proven to yourself that this is not impossible. That this is not as hard as you thought it would be. I met a lot of people who said that I can't do this, I can't do that, you know, I was never the kind, you know, to do this or that. But oftentimes these are like very limiting beliefs, and you just have to prove to yourself that, no, you can do that. You're just as talented, as smart as anybody else. I think I read this quote actually somewhere. You are just as special as everybody else. I really like that. Because yeah, it's we all cook with water. I wasn't born with like the 3D talent. I just put in a lot of time. Will you finish this artwork today? I don't know. What time is it? It's already about an hour in. Maybe sometimes stuff takes just as much time as you allow it, you know? So maybe we just say, let's finish it in the next hour. Let me get this to a state where I can like move it over to Cinema4D. And then we go to rendering, some polymodeling here and there. Sup, Nox? Cassius. Welcome, mate. How are you? Dude, share your stuff. Share link to your art in the channel. You're awesome. Check out this guy. He does really cool stuff. Chilling. How about you? Oh, getting better. I mean, I was on vacation last week, and it felt really good. And just overall, like, feels good to being like back to art and creating more art again. I had a very stressful project at the start of the year, so it just feels good to be back, and it just feels very rewarding. I'd almost forgotten how much I got from, you know, just daily art, daily like little projects. And I think this is exactly probably like the same what I just said, right? You kind of prove to yourself that you can do stuff. And if you prove to yourself every day, you know, I'm creating an artwork and it will be done. Or like, you know, in 2 days, this will be done. Then you start believing in yourself, and this boosts your productivity even more. Because you've done it already, so you can do it again. Taking a break is always good. Yeah, 100%. Also, like, just being in a different environment, like, kind of really helped. I'm going to write on my phone, my iPhone don't understand when I speak English and correct me badly. All right. See you soon. And now getting back to creating those ridiculously good models. Oh, Thank Thanks, man. I'm definitely feeling myself right now. I'm having a lot of fun. And I think, I mean, usually, you know, I'm always very hard on myself, but right now I actually feel like it's starting to show. Like I'm having fun with like these last projects I did. And that feels really good. This is actually like this is an interesting topic. Maybe this could be something to like talk about on YouTube or so. I think this is something that is could be very important for like many artists out there. We all struggle here and there, right? But kind of getting to know yourself and how you can, oh shit. What did I do? Oh, oops. So let's just save this one area here, get rid of everything else, delete hidden, and then close holes. All right, and then we continue working with this part here. I just need some geometry. I can sculpt this stuff anew. Some people can just keep the grind going every day, but some, like me, also need a break from everything once in a while. Yeah, 100%. I think this whole mentality of, you know, creating every day and doing stuff every day, that's cool, but it's not for everyone. 100%. And you have to like learn for yourself, like what works for you. And only because someone else does a sculpt or a render or whatever every day and is happy with it doesn't mean that that you will be happy doing it. Maybe that's super frustrating for you. In the past, artists had months, if not years, for an artwork if they had like a Patreon or something. And now everybody is like, oh, I have to do this in a day and this in a day. And I actually like having like these shorter projects, but I also enjoy from time to time to dig like deeper into something and then really spend some time there, really invest more. But I get that for most artists, this is just very stressful. How do you make your sculpt? But this is what I'm using right now, is ZBrush. Probably the most powerful sculpting application out there. I tried a few and this just felt like the way that the brush behave just felt best. I liked it right from the start. But there's also like sculpting programs for like iPad, and there's VR sculpting, which is also very cool. I think Christian in here, I don't know if he's still here, he does a lot of VR sculpting. I mean, I've seen some VR sculpts from him, so VR sculpting is different, works different, has its own advantages and disadvantages, as I say, but it's interesting. There's some stuff that is easier to do if you have this like another dimension to like drawing with like the depth, you know. Even though I'm still like I'm always moving around, you know, the object. And then in VR sculpting, you have another dimension of depth when creating and drawing. So I think that is very, very cool. And I will definitely do VR sculpting in the future, for sure. And also maybe even stream that. Could be fun. I don't know if it's if it sounds cooler than it actually is. If you like watch somebody stream like in VR. But I really enjoyed it. I met with Lucas Hahn, also like a really cool 3D artist. And he let me use his his VR goggles. Or this kind of VR set he had. Lucas Hahn is good? Yeah, he is. I love his work. And again, what a kind guy. Like, there's so many awesome people like in this space and so supportive. Very down to earth. All right. I think this looks good. I'm happy with the helmet for now. So what about the head? Do we go dark here? How does that look like? Oh, not so cool. Maybe we just do like some more work on the helmet and then bring it over to Cinema4D. Cornelius Demerich also started streaming on Twitch today. Oh, nice. That's cool. Get more people onto Twitch. Like I said, I love watching like Twitch streams and workflows and everything. There's so much to learn. And it's so fun. I will not worry about this area. Just like the helmet up here, and then we go to Cinema4D. And I think also this is why it feels so good with all like these artists, because it all helps. We kind of all help each other, and everybody kind of benefits from us getting better together. So all the digital artists I know so far, they're not afraid to share their knowledge. You know, it feels very, very, very good. It feels like everybody is happy when you are making progress, when you are learning, because then at some point they will learn something from you. And I think this is also what happened when NFTs like really hit last year. It made like all these artists more aware that they're there, and they started talking to each other. Everybody said like, go in on NFTs. That's super cool. It's super fun. And earn some money along with creating art. But yeah, I really just love the overall spirit digital artists have. I actually thought, before I went to like industrial design, I actually thought about studying fine arts. But damn, the people were all like so I'm sorry to say that, but most of them, like when I approached like the universities, were like very self-centered, and you immediately know that they're all like fighting each other. It's like, yeah, you know, we can be friends, but they're more like worried about themselves. I'm not speaking for all traditional artists here. I'm not. I'm just saying that the experience of like meeting people from like traditional arts was just not as good as working with like all these guys here on Twitter and Instagram and all these digital artists. Sharing is caring. Yeah, 100%. He had a lot of shit with his NFT collection, but I'm so happy he's now successful on GameStop platform. Yeah, I'm also happy that it works much better for him there. I also had like bad experiences with like creating stuff for other people like in the NFT space. So I know what he's been through, and happy he's like back on track. He also keeps at it, right? No matter what happens, he keeps at it. And that's the key to many things. Christian, I recommend trying Adobe Substance Modeler for VR sculpting. Okay. Did they just rename it? Did they buy like another firm and now it's called Adobe Substance Modeler, or was it part of Substance? How did that work? Would love to see a live stream on that. I would love to do some VR sculpting. That would be cool. My first try with 3D Sculpt was Medium. Oh, yeah. I think it's actually Medium, right? That they renamed to Adobe Substance Modeler. Damn, I am in a fine arts faculty. You're right. I mean, I'm happy you are there and you do art, but sorry to hear that this is like, I don't know. It should be among the same among like traditional artists, right? Your win is not my loss. Why would it? Rebuild medium from the ground up. Wow. And this slowly adding the medium features back in. Yeah, probably created like another core and now getting back to it. I don't like this like bottom part here, but I guess I'll retopo that at some point and then worry about it later. I focused a lot on this like upper part of the head. So let me do like a very quick and dirty rendering here. Looks kind of weird. Maybe just do like some very minor quick adjustments. The shadow, like a little angle, some more rays. Maybe switch to like a material that actually uses like lighting. Does that look better? Let's move the light just very quick. I just want to make a screenshot. Like I like to keep like stuff, like work in progress images. Whoops. I think it's very important to document what you do. It just feels so good, you know, to go back in a couple of months and then look at the stuff you did. And if it's just a few renderings, I mean, that's already cool. But if you have like work in progress stuff and I don't know, it just feels good to look at. You see the lessons you've learned. Medium is free. Oh, nice. Yeah, I just have to get like some VR glasses. I don't have any. I just do a screenshot without lighting. Okay. Its best feature is instancing, so you can copy objects, then keep sculpting, and they all update. Oh, okay. That's really nice. Not even ZBrush has instances. Okay. This even looks very interesting from the back, even though I didn't really sculpt much here, but maybe we come back to that. So let's merge this all together. First of all, save. Let's save it first. And now we merge it. Merge visible. Nice. A little bit over 1 million polys. That's okay. Pre-process, and then we send it over to Cinema4D. All right, that's done. I always go with like the standard 20%. Usually gives me like a very nice result. So let's send it over. Okay. I think I'll switch to like my single screen setup so you guys see what I'm doing here. And then I can see your messages better. So usually this comes in and it's like rotated a little bit. So let's just quickly do some changes I like to do. I mean, this is like a character portrait, so I often use like the Instagram 4 to 5. Renderer is Octane. And then we do like a quick render. Throw in an HDRI. I have like a library of textures. I can encourage you to, you know, create your own libraries. Keep it clean. Don't have like too much, probably. Name everything and stuff. If you do this stuff every day, it just adds up very fast and you save a lot of time. Okay. Looks interesting already. I really like to have like my light, sky, whatever, all like in one folder and then just hide it here. Same for the work plane. I don't need that. I want to have it quite clean. All right. Looking interesting. I don't have this kind of split feature here. Oh yeah. My interface here is like a little different. I don't use it that much. Usually when I just work for, like, do stuff for myself. Oh no, what happened? Is that a glitch? I have some interface glitches. I think it's good now, right? I think it's better now. Let me just get rid of all these materials. I don't need that. I will create a new one. And now everything is already separated. And I don't need like anything that is like in symmetry. Is this connected? Is it really connected? Yes, it is. Okay. But like for all the other stuff, this is also connected. But like all these little parts, I can just throw into a folder. And then in a symmetry object. Yeah, nice. I think same for those little things here. Can just move that up. And then I'll just create like a very, very basic set like I had in ZBrush. There's some basic materials, something very bright, something darker. Just to play like a little bit with contrast. Not worrying too much about composition or anything. Just want to separate some shapes. I think it's a way to go about it. So this one, this one, this was her hair. This was brighter. So let's create like a mid-tone, or maybe we create like one color. Sometimes I really like just working with a color, just throwing it in. Let's see how that looks like. And then we need like another gray. It's not as dark. And throw it on the helmet. Okay, so far so good. Now we have like about the same setup we had in ZBrush. I'm so nervous and happy like a new Marvel film arrived. Happy to have you, dude. Are you planning to record some Retopo tutorials in the future? Yes, I'm planning to do that. I mean, you know, first, before I answer that question, let's save. Now that I see your name, Eliona, I was like, oh, I should save again. Okay, okay. I will rename it later. I don't worry about names right now. Yeah, you know, 2 years ago I did like this Krabby tutorial, and I was always like hesitant when it came to tutorials because I thought, you know, there's so much out there. Why should I be the guy who does like the 100 like tutorial, right? Love Twitch. It's so cool to see you work. Thank you. I also think it helps, like to learn, or like to just feel the thrill to like start. When I watch other people sculpt and model, I just want to start as well. But yeah, so when I created that tutorial and I got like so much good feedback on it, and it's one part is about the tutorial and one part is actually about the one teaching, right? And how much you can relate to that, the pace, the way that guy explains stuff. So I think I definitely underestimated that aspect. I want some more contrast. So I'm thinking about a lot here. Just very quick. Don't worrying too much. I can like fine tune all this stuff later, right? I like the lighting in this one for now. It's a lot of red, so we can choose like a white point and it gets some of the red out. Maybe not too much, but a little bit. Okay. So this is the face. And when I did like this Krabby tutorial and got like so much good feedback about it, I thought like, okay, maybe, yeah, maybe there's a lot of things I can add. Or maybe, you know, if you do tutorials and, you know, you do not only one intro to ZBrush, you actually do like 3-4 intros to ZBrush because they're available to you. And then you see what you like most. Sometimes it's like reading a book that you need to hear stuff a couple of times until they really click. I also did not learn from like a single source. I watched like many tutorials, did like many like little workshops and everything. So yeah, that's why I kind of changed my point of view on that, because I think, yeah, maybe I can, you know, add a little bit that helps, or someone just finds my way of explaining stuff, you know, better or interesting, or just can relate more. I don't know. Sometimes it's the small things, right? Let's create an eye very fast. This is kind of, will the eyes be too big now? Feels like it. Maybe we create like a little cut here. Then we delete like the inner part. Or maybe, no, I like pushing this back a lot, so it creates like this little shadow up here. And then I delete it, so I get like this dark inner part of the eye. Then we can delete like the one that's sitting inside. Now it looks a little weird, but I think a lot of it comes down that eyes are also like a little bit outwards. I think like 5% or so. Maybe they sit like a little more up. And then we make this circle like a little bigger. Eyes can be weird. I don't want to lose too much time on eyes, but I feel this is already better. So let's give like this inner part its own color, and then I think we're set for now. I don't want to spend like too much time on fine-tuning eyes, because I've modeled eyes, and probably later on I will just copy like one of the eyes that I've already created in here and use that. Let's just copy this very quick and create like the sclera or cornea. I always mix those up. I'm 40-year-old and I'm like a kid. I mean, this is when people are young, they think like, oh my God, you know, and then at some point I will be like an adult and then everything is different. And I don't feel like an adult. I'm 33 and I still feel like a kid. I still feel like I don't have my shit together. Like some of it, yeah, but not everything. I'm definitely not the kind of adult that I thought I would be when I was a kid. What do you think about Domestika platform? I think it's really cool. I think they expanded in recent years because mostly it was more like Spanish, I think, right? Spanish speaking content, Spanish language content. Um, so I've seen some stuff from like fellow creators, you know, like Dizzy Viper. I think he had made some awesome classes on Domestika. But I don't know. They asked me as well, and I'm just unsure. You know, part of me just wants to share my knowledge without thinking too much about it. You know, if I do a class somewhere, not only Domestika, like any platform, you know, then I have to stick to that platform, and I'm not allowed to do like another polymodeling class, for example, on YouTube. And I don't like this idea. Dr. Trauma Kid, hey, welcome back. Yeah, there are many languages now. I think they really like mixed it up or worked on it, so they have like more to work with. Or like also stuff like, you know, automatic maybe automatic subtitles and stuff like this. Or they really work on like doing subtitles for like their videos. I don't know. I just believe that a lot of content, like especially beginner level, should be free. I think it's weird if you're a beginner and the first thing you have to do is spend hundreds of euros on content to learn something. I think it's different when you do master classes, more in-depth stuff, maybe stuff where where you can talk to a mentor that actually gives you feedback. That is different because this is time involved and there's very specific knowledge that you'll get. But I feel like for beginners, I think it would be very cool, you know, to just share it with everyone. That's why Grayscale Gorilla was a great at the start. Yeah. I also remember that times when I like, did tutorials there and like I don't know if it's now. I haven't seen like any tutorial for quite some time. I would love to get into this kind of phase where I should get back to watching tutorials actually and learn more stuff. So she still feels like sharing, but it's also because she doesn't have eyelids. So maybe we create something like very, very fast, just polygon modeling and not really modeling like all these different hairs or so. Okay. Give that a darker color. Still, Grayscale has really good resources for tutorials. Okay. Should definitely give it a try again. There's so much to learn. This is the... I mean, I like this part about 3D actually. I like the idea of not being done and still having like a lot to learn even after like many, many years. I like the fact of, you know, never being done and always continue like learning. I just like this idea. Let's create caps. I don't like this mode where you see like all these, like the grid of what you're modeling. Isoline editing it's called. I don't like that. I just want to see the polys that I actually have. I don't know. This is not final. This is just for me to like have something there. See already like a different vibe for the eyes. Still like a little stare because it's very wide open, but I think I'll change that when I'm working on the face, doing like a retopo on the face, and then I have more control over the eyes. So what I can do now is just move this down. See, and now it's not like this big of a stare anymore. Could we push that much more? I don't know. Kind of works. I'm a beginner, give me a knowledge, please. I think the most important part as a beginner is to relax. Take your time, because this stuff takes time. It takes time. And when you want to rush it and when you want to get results fast, you will be frustrated very fast. 3D is not something you can pick up in a month or two. You can, you know, get some basic skills, but if you think you can just do it fast, you know, you probably will be frustrated a lot. Allow yourself that you're still a beginner, you know. You're only a beginner once. Enjoy it. Enjoy this kind of excitement. See, I'm like fine. I'm working like way too much on these. I don't wanna. I've never done like really like eyelids like that actually. So that's why I'm pushing and pulling so much here. I don't do like comic characters or so. Or more like stylized. Maybe I should get into that. But there are probably also like a lot of nice tricks to learn. Diving into like another style can be like very nice exploration for what you do. And maybe you'll learn a thing here and there. I don't sleep a lot, but I'm going on ZBrush. I totally get that. Oh, this is interesting. This was actually just an accident, but yeah, what can I do? The story of our life. Rex Effects, I finally got a chance to catch your stream. Welcome. I don't want to learn the easy way. Yeah, I think once you have this mindset that stuff is hard and it takes time, then you already said. Okay. I was pushing and pulling this kind of not eyelid, but missing the word here right now. You know what I'm talking about. Way too much. Let's focus more on the composition and on what we can do here. I actually painted the face a little bit, and I lost that paint. So what I can do is I just click on the face. Maybe, you know, I will probably not retopo like the whole face on stream now, because retopo takes time and it's not very entertaining to watch, to be honest. People always tell me, oh, it would be so cool to watch. But every time I started retopo on stream, yeah, people get bored. So maybe, you know, at some point I could take more time. Maybe at some, I can see myself at some point, you know, doing like a marathon, like really streaming like a full day, doing like a longer stream, like 4 or 5 hours or so. And then I just do like the entire process. But this takes a lot of time and also energy. But it's definitely on my list. I'll probably do it at some point. Do I really want that dot there or something else? This is too much. This is all like too intense. I actually like this. Let's stick with this for now. Maybe a little bit on the nose. I don't know why. It just looks kind of funny. Whoops. Without Okay, so now I will just copy this one. I think when I mean, that doesn't have that many points, so that's cool. So I will just export it as is, as an OBJ. And when I do that, the vertices, the vertice color is saved, and I can actually use that in Cinema4D. So I will just use it as an OBJ. And then throw that into Cinema4D. Looks good, thank you. Yeah, guys, I'm also like trying to figure out like best times to stream, and I know that it's hard to like make it, you know, work for everyone. For now, I'm just streaming once a week. But I want this to be like reliable, you know, that I'm really online every week. And if that works at some point and I have the time, then I can go up to 2 weeks and maybe different times. But for now, this is the time I have, and that works best for me. Okay, so let's throw in the face. Oh shit. I actually, if you know, drag the file in, is it smaller? It's much smaller. Damn. Why is that? Okay, let's just scale it up for time's sake. This is weird. Wasn't it like the same? Okay, let me check that. It also has a different position, does it? No. Okay, that's good. Now we can get rid of the other face. Okay. And I set all that up and not using like good colors. You know, I painted my colors onto gray, and this is why I probably picked colors that didn't look like good. Where's my camera? There it is. So maybe for now, let's let it not like update. Then we can like move freely. But what I really wanted to do was take this texture and first of all convert it into like an octane material. And now we can like push the contrast and get this kind of red tone back. Here, now this is the vertex map with all the color information. And now we can use like a color correction to adjust it to our liking. I have to go. Thanks for your kindness and sorry for my fanboy mode. No problem, mate. You're always welcome. Have a nice day. Okay, so let's increase the saturation, and now we get this red bag. Now the face is like very bright, but there's a way to deal with it. We just multiply like a gray tone. So some can be just a float, I guess. Oh, but it has to be float is basically just a value between black and white. So now the face is very bright, and I'm just adding like a gray to make it less bright. And I think that looks much better. Maybe we don't even need these anymore. I don't know. Now we still do, but now they look weird, right? With the face paint. Okay. Whew. I don't have water anymore. No. How much time do we have? Oh my God. What? This was already almost 2 hours? Damn. Time truly flies when you're sculpting. I didn't pay attention to the time, like not at all. I thought I could like, do something here, like render something cool in like 2 hours, but okay. So I think I don't like this part anymore. And I will probably do something else. Let's do like a very quick retopo here, just to have something to like play with. Do we connect it? Yeah, let's connect it actually. We need a bigger value, maybe. Okay. And then let's last question. You can also do rendering in ZBrush, yes. It's a different workflow. You basically render lots of different render passes and then you put them together in Photoshop. It's also a fun process, but it's a different workflow. And I barely do it because I like just throwing it into Cinema4D and rendering it here. But yeah, especially if you don't have like another program and just want to focus on ZBrush, you can definitely render stuff in just ZBrush. But ZBrush is not a renderer. It doesn't have like its own render engine. It's not like physical based rendering or anything. But you can create very cool looks. Raphael Grassetti, I think, does all his stuff in ZBrush. Check out Raphael Grassetti and then the renders he does. I think he actually, renders in ZBrush and then paints on top. But he's a really good concept designer. He's amazing at ZBrush, so he really knows what he's doing. Yeah, but maybe you get some inspiration there for how you could deal with that. Maybe there's also some content of him sharing this process. Did you start the sculpt 2 hours ago at the beginning? Yes, I did. Grassetti is a legend. Yes, 100%. So I like to throw stuff into like a cloth surface to get like this kind of thickness. And then I throw it back onto like a subdivision surface to like smooth it all out. And now I have something to play with. I still had snapping on, so I got some results that I definitely didn't want. And now we make this red and see what we can do. Already much better. Maybe we give her some kind of code. See what we can do. I only do turntable for the moment. I mean, any way you can, you know, record it like for yourself, I think helps a lot. It's already like, it's also like motivation to get started again, to see like all the stuff you did. All right. I'm a very big fan of the magnet tool. Still feels like, you know, being in ZBrush, just, you know, pushing and pulling these shapes around. Yes, it is, but it's hard to have nice and smooth camera movement. They actually improved that a lot. So there are definitely also tutorials on how to like smoothen the camera, like this automatic kind of time-lapse camera. You definitely have control in that as well. They added some tools to like deal with it. Or like, yeah, overall have more control. Okay, maybe let's copy one part and split it. Just to move it around as well. Have more shapes to play with, just like in... because this is like, I can do whatever I want, right? This is basically... I didn't have like a concept before that I have to follow, or like I can do like all these changes on the fly and not worry too much. So I really like to not get too stuck in like this like 3D mind, you know, of what can you do and what do you already have. I feel like you can get like so worked up in thinking in tools and what you've already created. And this is why I'm really like copying stuff and just throwing it in there and then seeing what it does. Kind of forcing happy accidents to happen. This should be white, probably. Just some contrast. Whoops. Looks amazing as always. Thank you. I mean, every time I read as always, I feel the pressure. It's like, ooh, super glad I was able to keep it up this time. Like, but thanks, mate. I'm so hypnotized, hard to leave. So are you the kind of guy, you know, like on the phone who says like bye 3 times and like c'est trop beau, it's amazing. Thank you so much. I actually had French in school, but damn, I suck at it so much. I can only say my name, like the very basic stuff. Ich heiße Nick. Je m'appelle Nick. That's all I remember from like my 3 years of French. Julie accent française? Nice accent. Thank you. Oh, I can say I live in Berlin. J'habite à Berlin. Wow. So impressed with my French skills. French is a beautiful language, man. But yeah, it didn't. I had a really, really hard time learning it. And we had like many different teachers in a very short time. It was not optimal. And by the time we had a good teacher, we already missed like so much. And then it was just pressure. Lots of pressure. I'm always saying always amazing, no pressure. Yeah, this is like, I mean, I appreciate it. I really do. But amazing is always has a little bitter taste. Because it's work and it is not a given that it will be good. Sometimes, like yesterday, I was super frustrated. But yeah, I don't want to do like nitpicking here or anything. It's I really appreciate you guys and that you like the stuff that I create. I mean, we had this topic earlier, right? That for some artists, it's a lot of pressure that this kind of mentality of creating every day or having to create every day. I like having these shorter projects. I really enjoy it. But yeah, for most people, this is too much. And it's not a given that some stuff turns out well. But I think it's also important to kind of surrender a little bit and allow yourself to suck. Allow yourself to be bad at something or allow yourself that something will not be good. As always, with love, you're very good at what you do. Thank you so much. Baguette. Do you know throw words at me to see how it sounds like? Okay, so I think this looks kind of nice. So I'll copy it and see what I can do with it. Could this work up here as well? That's the question. I'm trying to figure out, like, composition-wise, what could look good. Where I need, like, more contrast. I think it looks very good, like, so close to, like, these black shapes, right? But maybe the color will change in the end. But even if I change color, the color value might not change as much. Goodbye, coconut. I think I like it. So let's bring this up and make it work somehow. I like that it looks like a floating fabric or something like that. So silhouette-wise, it probably would be cool if we could... Whoa, what happened? Probably would be cool if we could look at it here. Okay. It's perfect. Thank you so much. I really like it already. Needs some more tweaking. But that's what I love about like low poly like modeling. Even though I copied this shape, it already looks like so different. Because you have like so much control. Same for ZBrush, right? You're kind of trying to avoid to go to like a too high polygon too fast. I really like this. I think it looks really cool. Let's push this a little bit further. I don't like this edge here. So maybe we can make this rounder. Yeah, has a better flow to it. And maybe we create some more detail up here. Let's see what that looks like if I just push this up. Yeah, I like it. Okay. The Dizzy Viper in the house. I was talking about you earlier, man, and how I like your streams and how we learn from each other. And what's up? What's up? Just having fun, dude. It's already like 2 hours, and I kind of said to myself that I want to have something at the end of the stream. So I think I'll invest like another 30 minutes or so and then call it a day. Cassidy is here as well, yes. All the bros unite. Looking spicy. Thank you. If this ain't something, then I don't know, dude. I like it, but there's still like a lot to do. I don't like this whole part down here. But overall, like I don't like the eyes for now. But overall, like the headpiece and everything is already really cool, I think. I'll definitely come back to it and see what I can do. But for now, let's focus on the things we can do in like 30 minutes. To push this a little further, to experiment like a little bit more. Not worrying about the things we can't see. But I need a very short break, guys. I need to get some water. And need to do like a little toilet break. So I'll be back in a second. All right, I'm back. Whew. Ah. Yeah, I gotta stay hydrated. All right. Let's get to the final stage and finish this one. Ah. Okay. So I said I like the overall headpiece and everything. So I think I'll focus on like the lower part of the body now. And then do like a quick render. I'm experimenting with a new brand, Texture Supply. Met the guys in Vienna. Oh yeah, you were in Vienna. How was it? And holy shit, the textures are next level. Quixel can go home. Damn it, is it that good? All right. So let's maybe copy this, but delete all the stuff we don't need. Sometimes, you know, I just copy it just for the whole setup, and now I just have like one polygon, basically. But I don't have to create this whole setup of like this being in a symmetry object, and the cloth surface, and a subdivision surface, and then I just can keep going. I want to create something here that kind of covers this area, maybe also some kind of cloth, I don't know. Yeah, because I don't like the shape I have here. Or maybe I overall use the flow of this shape. and then see what I can do. Maybe it's actually not that bad to have this as some kind of scarf or so, you know, wrapping around. Let's see. Damn, I love polygon modeling. It's so efficient. Yeah, it's the little things. Okay. So let's cut this here. Aliona, you have to go. Thank you for the stream. Thanks for being here with me and have a nice day. See you next time. I'll see you on Friday, actually. Have a good one. Okay. I know that this is not like a scarf, but I kind of like this very, very smooth and round shape. So maybe now that we moved like inwards, now we can be like, or model it more cloth-like. Let's see. See ya. Oh, not too much. Okay, now I think I can already hide this object because we don't need it anymore. So what do we do? What do we do here? Maybe we have some kind of red part in the middle again. Because now this is all like very, very dark. So let's just like copy this inner part here. Give this like a red color. Did I delete it? I think I accidentally deleted it. Let's do it again. Copy this kind of loop here. Oh, yeah, here it is. Split. Nice. And give it a red color. This already looks nice with like this very thin line we have here. So maybe we don't push that too much. Just like a little bit inward. Ah! The tolerance is too high. So let's bring that down. So it's not snapping together. Oh, I already like this little detail here. But I think it would be even cooler if this actually goes together. Let it merge. It's okay. Let it merge. Let it merge. Okay. So far, so good. actually looks very, I mean, this is just a few polys, but I kind of like it that it goes like up to the head, all the way up to the head. I can even add like some more curvature to it. Okay. Maybe we need like a little cut here. I think that looks better. No, not really. I think that's enough for now. Okay. Whew. Slowly but steadily. Okay, now it's closed here as well. So that's where the render stops. Maybe we can just get this outer part, copy it. And then it feels like a very big code. This is just for now to be able to render it and not make it look like it's floating or anything. And the other cool thing about like copying stuff you already worked with is that they already have the design language you decided on. They already carry some of those details you modeled or sculpted, and I think that's really cool. Damn, Dizzy, what did you write? You got a timeout from a bot. You somehow managed to get flagged. Yeah, what a spammer, man. I think but he didn't spam. Did he say anything weird? Okay, I think that's cool for now. Really looks like a huge code. It's actually better. We don't need that detail. Okay, almost there. Whew. Okay, so this looks okay. I'm not sure about the background. So I think what we can do is just put something like very dark behind her. Doesn't have to be a circle, but the circle has the benefit of, you know, kind of drawing the eye to the center of the circle. Oldest trick in the book. So let's just create a very dark material. Could be a tool material as well to be like perfectly black, but I think we don't need that here. Choop, choop, choop. Damn, this Ben room is dark. You tried to send a link, I see. Yeah, who knows what you got yourself into with your texture ad. Whew, okay. We're getting there. So do we really keep like a gray here? Do we want to go very dark, very bright? Very bright could be actually cool. Maybe for later. What about color? I'm secretly getting paid to say this. Yeah, I'm always thinking like every time I say something like, oh, this smudge god is so good. I have it for like 10 years. Not getting paid for that. Hey, set above, welcome. So many plugin shelves are there? I think it's just the renderer, right? That is visible as a plugin. Please, Narks, how is your color scheme? Always so damn clean. I was very afraid of color for a very long time. And then I just said to myself that from now on, I will always put like crazy colors in my renders. I will try like a crazy green and see if I can make this green work. I can probably make this green work if maybe the red has like a different tone, or like, I don't know. I just try to play a lot. I crashed Octane so much because I kept moving these sliders around so fast. And the cool thing is we have real-time rendering now, right? We can see all the changes we do like instantly. And I think this helps so much with coming up with like cool color palettes. I actually like the green. Classic, red, clean, complementary contrast. But then I can see how far I can push it. How intense can I become without like, dragging too much attention for the background. Or maybe the background actually helps if it's like very, very bright. I don't know. I just trying to ask myself these questions of what I'm actually going for. Why do I want a bright color for what? And this kind of dialogue helped me to dive into color more. I do like a lot of it intuitively, to be honest. I mean, hi mate. I mean, unstandard buttons. Ah, yeah. After a year, you pick up stuff. Now that you said it, I think this whole sidebar is all like the HB modeling tool. You pick up stuff over the years and see what works best for you. And I can just really encourage everyone to like build your own interface. Every time you use something a lot, or you like using something, yeah. Maybe now that the background is green, let's make her eyes green as well. I think I once saw like an interview of Vitaly Bulgarov, and he said like how much he focused on like streamlining everything, and it was insane. I was super impressed and also like a little scared. But yeah, like all these, he was so right. All these little things add up so fast. If there is a button and you always go over here to push that button, put it on a hotkey. If everything you use often should be on some kind of hotkey, or like very, very easy to access. I'd rather not make a custom interface and complain about how shitty the interface is. That's how I feel like when people say that the ZBrush interface sucks. ZBrush is literally the program where you can set everything up yourself. But it's like, I get it. It's a scary interface because there's so many things, like so many options and palettes within palettes. I get that. I get where the frustration comes from. But the more you learn, the more you appreciate how much love actually went into like all these decisions. You've been working Cinema4D for years, but keep it in the default state. I could never do that. Different state of mind, yeah, 100%. I mean, when I was working as a graphic designer or as an art director later, lots of my colleagues actually had also like the basic interface. But I saw it and I was like, how can you work with that? Like I just don't like the fact that it slows me down. It slows me down a lot. And I don't want to be slow because I don't have it's not a problem when you're slow and you're a beginner. But when you're slow and you're advanced, I feel like I don't know, I feel like I can't really think. Then I'm too much worried about all the stuff I need to do, and now I need to do this, and now I need to do that, and it all takes so much time, and my head is already 3 or 5 steps ahead, you know? And the fact I like about the custom interface is that it feels so like natural at some point. At some point, you're just in this stage of creation, and it's super fun. Okay, guys, this was 2.5 hours of streaming. I think this was my longest stream so far. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me for so long. Yeah, I think this is it. Save and render, and then that's it for the day. And now I also approach this time where the sun's shining through my window behind me and I can barely see anything on my screen. So this is another reason to stop now. Thanks for the stream, mate. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining, mate. Have a nice day. I'll see you next time. It was really fun hanging out with you guys. Thanks for sharing the screen. You're very welcome. I enjoyed a lot. And I also feel like I'm more and more getting into the state of where I can actually let loose while I record everything, while I'm on camera. It was very hard for me in the beginning to actually, you know, just have fun and be free and do your thing. Talking and working is also something that you have to pick up somehow, but I feel like it's getting better. Bye, bro. Bye, Dizzy. Yeah, it's same with everything, right? It's practice and you have to get used to like this new environment. But I start to appreciate it more and more. Yeah, so it was a very fun stream. See you guys next week. Bye.